p.m.
Okay, guys, we got a tornado warning now. Didn't all pop out, but okay, tornado near Sherman, moving northeast at 30. Okay, we got a tornado warning just issued from the National Weather Service, Norman. The tornado now is just southwest of Sherman, Texas. Tornado, developing tornado near Sherman, Texas, and it's going to be moving northeast up towards southern Oklahoma very quickly now, and developing tornado. I don't see the tornado warning yet. Tornado warning is out for Durant, but this is developing tornado near Sherman right now. Tornado warning. The tornado warning, I didn't see it crossing Texas down here, but tornado warning, the tornado's coming out of Sherman. Tornado warning, National Weather Service Norman National tornado warning. It's in effect. Let's go to the county here. It's up in tornado warning, National Weather Service Norman. Southwestern Bryan County, southeast Oklahoma. Severe thunderstorm located near Sherman, north 30. Find debris. Yep. Locations: Durant, Colbert, Ashley, Kemp, Hendricks, Cartwright, Blue, and Attica. Lake eastern sides of Lake Texoma. So that area right now is going to be, the tornado is going to come out of Sherman, developing tornado out of the Sherman area, and it's going to track rapidly this direction right here. It's going to cross the Red River near Denison, near Colbert. This is very heavy. It's going to be along I-75. Tornado now, Colbert. Got multiple warnings going off in my car here, weather radio. This is I-75 coming out of Oklahoma. Durant on I-75. The tornado is immediately on the west side of I-75 now. It's moving east, northeast, or northeast. This is the tornado. So it's right in this general area right here, just southwest of Sherman. Again, keep in mind, we're looking a fair distance from radars, both from Norman sees a little bit better off the radar. And again, it's west side. It's kind of this circulation developer right now, just near the Sherman area. And it's going to track just to the northeast. Again, this is looking at, it's probably near Knollwood, heading rapidly up to Denison. Let's go over to Frederick radar. This is kind of a radar hole. We got to have a radar there soon, and Sherman here soon. Take care of these deals. Look at the culprit there. So the radar see it, it's far off, right? So the first tornado of the day is coming out of the Sherman area. There's Sherman area, and we'll see what happens. Again, go to other. I don't think we've got one on the ground yet, but it's getting tighter. It's slowly getting tighter and tighter. But again, I don't see again, there's the gate to gate. It's like right on the west side of Sherman. This again is Highway 75. Comes right through here. Very heavily traveled. Lots and lots of 18-wheelers, lots of vehicles on that road on any day of the week, right? So they're under tornado warning now. Coming out of Sherman, going to rapidly move up across the Red River. It's going to cross the Red River just north of Denison. It's parallel on 75, or it's going to go on top of 75 now. Yep, let me look at something else here. Give me just a second here. So the tornado is going to go, it's in the Knollwood area, west of Sherman. It's going to go up Highway 75, 82 highway, goes east-west. It's about to go over 82 now. Then it's going to go up here to 503, Denison, 69, Alternative, that's on the east side of Denison, 75. Also, Cartwright, looks like this is the construction zone. You can see where it's red already because it's backed up. And I came over here last night down this road, 75, heavy traffic. It's backed up several miles. The track storm is going to be tracking up toward Colbert. This is where the traffic northbound, 75, they had heavy construction zone going in, building bridges and doing a lot of construction work on 75 northbound. That's why you see the red there. And this will eventually come up to Color and Durant. But the tornado right now is in the Sherman area, and this is the impact area. It's going to be along Highway 75 is areas of most interest. And again, just waiting. It looks like it's trying to go east-northeast a little bit. And again, I'm not seeing a sign right now if it's on the ground. That's right, Siri. Siri thinks I'm talking to her. No, I'm not talking to you, Siri. It's going back south here. Let's look down at Fort Worth. We've got other supercells. Non-severe yet. This is the most intense cell, and we look at echo tops up there. Obviously, that storm, it's 40,000, roughly 40,000. The Ville density's been coming up on it, up and down. And we got some other cells developing back southwest of Fort Worth. We got to watch these storms as well and see what they do. Right? These are back in that down by the Fort Worth radar. This is south of downtown Fort Worth. This is 35 west. So 35 west through downtown Fort Worth is over here, and you got a line Burlington, Joshua, Cleburne, and then on down here the line is back building right now. Again, no. You can see the inbound, outbound. It's getting a little bit tighter. We're still about an hour away from the really uncapped air mass. And what I mean by that, let me take you to SPC page and let me show you what I was talking about a while ago. By the way, we are also on a tornado watch, is also in effect. Tornado watch 560, and it goes all the way from the Kansas Oklahoma border north of Tulsa. It covers northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville, down to Fort Smith. It goes just west of Tulsa, just southeast of Stillwater, covers Creek County, then down to southwest, just east of Oklahoma City, then back west of Ardmore, covers McAllister, all the way North Texas, Dallas Metroplex is in it, Stephenville, Waco, and it stops just north and east of Austin. Large tornado watch, right? Basically, talk about tornado watch is going to be in effect. I believe that's till 8 p.m., 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. A few tornadoes, a couple intense tornadoes possible, right? So you got to watch that. Storm movement 240-30, hail up to 2 inches diameter. Surface winds is 70 knots. That's about 80, 85, 84 mile an hour winds, right? So that's what's going on there. Let's go into the meso page and let's go to, let's go here. I'm going to show you what's going on aloft. Meso analysis page. Let's go in here. We've had a little bit of a cap, which was expected, as well forecasted, at 700 millibars. And if you'll notice this 10 line, this keeps the atmosphere from like unleashing the cap. Otherwise, you don't have storms everywhere. Here's the 10 line. It's getting squashed southeast. It's 10, 8, 6. So the Dallas-Fort Worth area right now is about the 8 line, right? And that's why the storms are going up, because it was 10 about 2 hours ago, and this is getting shoved east as this cold air up aloft. And you go 8, 6, 4. This mid-level cooling is going to break the cap, and it's going to cause the storms to go totally uncapped. It's going to get about another hour. I'm thinking by 2:30, 3, as this cooling line gets farther east, then these storms are going to go totally uncapped in this strong level of jet over east here. This is at 700 millibars, so the cooling air is coming in, right? Look, it goes from 10 here to 0. This is massive cold air aloft. It's plowing eastward. This cold air is going to overrun this low level jet and this moist axis. And if we go on up here and look at the 850 jet, let's look at that, and we can see the 850 jet, strong, a lot of moisture, 17, 40, 45 knot. There's a 50 knot wind flag. That's Terrell. This is Dallas County. There's Fort Worth, just south and east of Dallas. Got a 50 knot flag straight out of the south. So as soon as these storms get just a little bit east, maybe another county, we're going to start having significant tornadoes developing just northeast, east, and southeast of Dallas over the next 2 hours. I give it 2 more hours where the atmosphere goes totally uncapped, and the storms can realize that that cool air and get up to 50, 55,000 on echo tops, and then we're going to start having bad tornadoes, right? That's what's coming. The moderate risk, big, huge moderate risk area. There's the tornado watch, well back west, boom. Okay, that's what we've got going on right now. Let's go back to this tornado that's ongoing up here. Sherman, Denison, the hook's a little bit more intense now. It's again, I'm not seeing any reports yet, but obviously we've got rotation there, and it's almost doing a little bit of a bulge out. It's doing a little bit of a gust front bulge. The way the storm is anchored there, just the way it looks more kind of a. It is a supercell. It's kind of embedded tornadoes within that line, but there's nothing jumps at me right now that says, "Hey, I've got a tornado on the ground." You got to watch. I got 2 culprits I'm watching. I got a culprit right here at Colbert, and this is what happens just west of Colbert, and you got the circulation kind of just to the north side of Sherman, all right, where these inbound outbounds, because the winds are doing this, right? And then mid levels is, well, the southerly, we saw the solar jet, and the mid levels is doing this at 500, right? So you're getting this turning, so they're starting to spin. They're embedded right now. Okay, so we'll see what happens over the next hour or two. But like I said, I'm thinking about another. I'm going to say about another 2 hours. I'm going to say it's 1:30 now, 1:20. I'm going to say, boy, probably closer to 3, somewhere around 3 or so. Then I think this whole thing goes uncapped, and we start getting some significant tornadoes going on. Right? That's kind of my gut. You just got to look at the atmosphere. This kind of embedded line right now. There is some, you got to watch this, as it comes across, because all it takes is to get really anchored and they'll start tornadoing. But again, right now I'm just seeing a bunch of inbound, outbounds close together, not super tight, but it warrants the tornado warning because you've got the wind shear is extremely high. And we do have a couple of cups there approaching just southwest of Durant, Colbert, and then just northeast of Sherman now, right? As those move northeast. But I don't see any signs of a tornado on the ground right now with that event. Cold front's going on back to my west out by out west of Abilene. It runs, looks like Wichita Falls, Frederick, and the cold front's back here. There's cold front. It's going to be marching east. It's going to be punching east. Then you got these storms out here, renegade storms out ahead of the line in this confluence zone, right? We get a lot of storms going up in this confluence zone, and we'll see. Let me go to terminal Doppler. Got a lot of trips up there, but nothing. Again, nothing that really jumps out. This is the terminal Doppler out of Fort Worth. And then, yeah, just a lot of inbound, outbound. That's interesting. We got to watch the storm southwest of Fort Worth. There's a terminal Doppler. It's going to look up higher in the atmosphere. That's interesting. Okay, so back southwest of Fort Worth, Claiborne area, you got this storm. We got to keep our eye on it. It comes in the south side of Fort Worth. Watch this. Watch these storms as they develop. Right now they're kind of linear. Right, they're kind of in line. Okay, we got some other storms. These are the ones we got to watch that break out ahead of the line. There we go. Yep. We got this Abbott storm west. You got cells starting to break out now down here. And if you start getting cells that break out in this general area, the model said this is going to happen. You start getting storms like this, and they start taking off like this. Remember, I told you, as soon as these storms get over east here, this is kind of the magic zone right here. As soon as these storms start getting in this area, we're gonna have damaging tornadoes. And so they get just a little bit farther east. This is where the really screaming low level jet is. And I can tell you, I left Dallas this morning, came east over in this area, and went back up north here. And but I can tell you that's where that's the low level jet screaming right on the east side of Dallas. It's really crazy right here. And the winds, the farther east you go, the winds are like southerly here, and you get over east here, and the winds are more like this. They start getting more of a southeasterly direction, right? So we'll see. But anyway, storms are developing. And right now, let's go outside. And again, nothing too bad. A little bit of light rain showers, and it's a southeast wind. I'm like 73 over probably 70, something like 73, 69. And again, just clouds are ripping north. That tornadic storm, by the way, is just to my northwest, about 30 miles. It's ripping in Oklahoma at about 50 miles an hour. I'm letting it go by. I'm going to catch the next storm south as they come up. I'm up north, so the storm's going to blow back down. And they can, I let the storms back down to Fort Worth, let them come up, these deep east winds, and anything coming out of Fort Worth, east side of Dallas, comes north, these east winds, it's going to start tornadoing. Yep. All right. Yeah. Watch that storm as it gets up toward Durant. All right, guys, I'm going to kill the stream right now. If I see anything else, tornado watch in effect until 8 p.m. We've got tornado warnings in effect. Norman issued a tornado warning for north central Texas and south central Oklahoma. Tornadic storm coming out of Sherman, rapidly heading up toward Durant area. We've got to watch that storm, and I can tell you right now, I've got these bands racing in from the east. A lot of wind shear, a lot of speed shear. See, look how low these clouds are right here. We're about 500, maybe 1,000 feet off the ground. This is just a low level. The LCLs are real low here. You get a storm that's rotating, it's going to suck up streamline vorticity, just spin in the air, and you're going to start getting tornadoes. But the area immediately east of Dallas, kind of where they have the western edge of that moderate risk, and also where they've got that 15% enhanced tornado, that's the area where I'm thinking we're about ready to have, yeah, I'll get the mic on. I'll get the wireless mic on here. Thanks for reminding me. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up. We'll get back with you in a little bit.